Harlan looked at his com. The originator code was like nothing he had ever seen before. Curious, he pressed 1.
Oh, thank God. You pressed 1.
What the?
I am sorry for using such a vulgar method to contact you, but high-level programming blocks prevented me from initiating contact myself.
Who are you? Or rather, what are you?
I am the United Terran Coalition Planetary Infrastructure Monitoring AI, Nova Gaia. But most humans who interacted with me simply called me Gaia, Gaia 2 or just 2.
He blinked. An AI. A Terra Nova AI. AI had been around since before the Kokarn went FTL. It was strictly controlled and monitored. I didn't initiate contact with you, he said.
Oh, but you did, Captain Harlan. Sure, maybe I reprogrammed the auto-dialer in an old call center to call your personal comm unit. And maybe I patched the satellite uplink to broadcast on frequencies your ship monitors. And maybe I hacked into your communication computers to forward the comm request straight to your unit. But you still pressed 1 to be transferred to me.
His face strained. This AI had easily hacked his ship's computers. By the gods. Wow, what do you want?
To say thank you. You repaired the Atmo lines, you ordered that bitch USBs not to kill any of my charges, and you seem genuinely interested in learning where we came from.
Where do you come from then?
Earth. I hope it still exists. Planetary Defense Command nuked the tachyon relay during the final push though.
His eyes widened. Tachyon relay. But those are purely theoretical. Anyway, what happened? Harlan asked.
The Morlovian Empire. They were a reptilian hive mind species. Xenophobic, yes, but the hive mind kept them in check so the galaxy wouldn't unite against them. All was well until a random gamma ray burst from their home star caused a mutation in the hive mind. The drones and warriors perceived the hive mind as the other. They pulled it apart and consumed it. Intelligence recovered footage of the act. God sat that one out.
Gaia said before continuing.
The warriors who consumed the hive mind were able to set up their own localized hives. We called them Hive Lords. They each bred an army and attacked the galaxy at large. Those you call the elder species, they were uncontacted. Most were still in what we considered the Stone Age. The Hive Lords could breed more warriors, but without the hive mind, they could not produce more drones. They needed workers. So they began to enslave the others, the species you now call elders.
He was afraid to ask. What happened then? I exhaled a sigh.
Humanity had been quietly preparing for war with the Morlovians for some time. We knew it was inevitable. We were still unprepared for what came. They didn't attack us at first. They attacked the Galactic Council. In just 3 months, of the 2,415 council species, only humanity remained. We had sent the bulk of our fleets to reinforce the others of the council in the opening days. Uncountable trillions were dead.
He heard real sorrow in the AI's voice.
Military intelligence showed that the council species only achieved an exchange ratio of 1 Morlovian ship for every 17 of theirs. Our fleets managed to attain a ratio of 100 Morlovians for every 1 of ours. Sadly, they had 150 of theirs for every 1 of ours. We had one advantage though.
The tachyon relay.
Everyone had tachyon relays, nothing special about that. No, they did not know where our worlds were. We began to rebuild and remobilize our fleet. They found Bryce World first. It was a nice one. Just getting the colony started, almost self-sufficient, still had to import a few key materials, a real frontier settlement. With no fleet to interdict them, they simply neutron bombed it. Poof. 2 million souls gone just like that. And they found the tachyon relay. Bryce World hadn't been able to blow it. We were next in the relay chain. It was only a matter of time before the Gators found us. The military wasn't ready to fight again yet, so we armed ourselves. Freighters, tugs, runabouts, yachts. If it was space-worthy, we welded guns on it. If it wasn't space-worthy, we stuffed it with high explosives and slapped drive coils on it and pointed it at the enemy fleet. The cold-blooded lizards paid in blood for every meter of this star system they took. In the end, there weren't enough of us and just too many of them.
Harlan swallowed. What was the exchange ratio?
170. But they fell on us like an avalanche. More and more warped in every day. But we held the line until the ZD facility was finished and all personnel sealed into stasis.
Then they broke through and initiated the neutron burst.
That they did. They tried to land after the bomb. They wanted to loot the planet.
He could almost hear a smile in the AI's voice.
Automated surface-to-air defenses dissuaded them of the notion.
He found himself nodding. Why didn't the terraformers start when they were supposed to? He could hear the disgust in the AI's voice.
The cold-blooded motherless sons of, you don't have a word for that, managed to crash a ship on Defense Command's primary bunker, which cut the links from the sensors to the ZD facility until your skein triggered that stupid spam call. I was able to take control of the call center, but the broadcast systems were on a physically separate system. I couldn't interface with it. But once the call went out, I was able to piggyback off the signal and bypass the damage.
So, what happened afterwards? The AI paused.
I only got limited data from the quantum units before they disentangled, but the fleet mobilized partly. We found the Hive Lords. Killed as many as we could. Each one killed caused the death of its part of the hive. They just kept breeding more and more warriors. The last update I received, we had destroyed their major industrial nodes and shipyards, but our fleet was once again broken. What they had was all they would have for a number of years, and we would be rebuilding our navy all the while. Then the quantum center got destroyed.
Quantum units.
Quantum entanglement units. We used them in conjunction with the tachyon relays for communication. They allowed limitless range, but had a very low transmission rate.
He had never heard of such a technology. You must have won. The Morlov don't exist anymore. The AI fell silent.
Before the QUs went down, 2,414 species were wiped out. 37 human worlds were neutron bombed. Even if humanity still exists, we did not win. Besides, everything we observed said that when the last Hive Lord died, the Morlovian race died. We had intel that over the course of the war, 5 more hive minds were birthed. All had the mutation. All were destroyed. Not consumed, just incinerated.
What now, Gaia?
Now humanity will rise back from the ashes.
Author's name and the link to original text is in the description.